Our final category is in the high school division. The winning student is Aaron Bolton from Lincoln Southeast High School, and the winning teacher, Samuel Segrist, also from Southeast. Please come up.
All right. I came here this morning with my family, mainly my parents, Tim and Amy Bolton, and my grandmother, Mary Bolton. I recommended Mr. Segrist, and I'm going to talk about him now. Mr. Segrist is the head of the debate team at Lincoln Southeast and an English debate teacher. He had me as a student in his debate class, which prompted me to join LSC Debate, the only extracurricular activity I've really ever been in or cared about. He really is a teacher that goes above and beyond for teaching and really cares about the impact, influence, and learning that he gives any student. He is one of the most engaging teachers I have ever had, has very interactive classes, gives everyone the right to their own opinions, and is certainly a trustworthy confidant. Being a debate coach that seems to actually inspire than when other teachers do it, and wants us to develop ourselves rather than be influenced into something we're not. He also has a knack for making classes fun and is certainly better than all the other silly cliches, and is the only teacher that can reliably make students laugh and stay focused in class without making a mistake of some sort. He is also really the only teacher at LSC that encourages us to grow and engage in political discussion, yet always takes a neutral stance in the process, giving a bit of spark into a seemingly dreary school day. He has certainly inspired me, a quiet recluse who cared little outside of video games and YouTube, someone who had few friends and was slow to start something meaningful, to change my outlook and perspective into something a bit more healthy. In his debate class, for example, he noticed the way I talked and that there was more to me and asked if I wanted to try the debate team. At the time, I really only joined because I knew it looked good on a college application and my parents did it. But now I want to continue debating until I graduate high school. He introduced me to philosophy, now my favorite pursuit. I'm a little bit less cynical than I used to be, and I'm now more open than I once was. And the greatest thing is, he's done it to more students than me. Lincoln Southeast debate team is a great mixture of students, and all of about 3 of us really started without Mr. Segrist recruiting us. As an example, I don't want to name the students for privacy reasons. The best debater on the team never would have been as popular as he is now thanks to Mr. Segrist. This student told me at his first practice that when he started debate, he was a shy kid that rarely spoke and he never expected to be anything great or popular. Now as he is an active member in our political clubs, very popular, outspoken, and a very happy-go-lucky person. At my first practice, he said Mr. Segrist was a great guy and said it was him that really gave him confidence to be more. It would not surprise me if that same kid turned out to be president someday in the future. And the greatest thing is he'd probably win as well. Another student on our debate team and one of my personal friends is very shy, has mixed feelings about the future, but Mr. Segrist is the main teacher that person confided in, and I would certainly say that that friend wouldn't be nearly as happy if Mr. Segrist had never talked to him. That is why Mr. Segrist should be recognized that he not only cares for his people, but makes classes seem like a bright spot in the dreary school day, and also makes a great difference in the student he teaches, and helps even more through the debate team. He inspired me to make something more of myself rather than just be another kid whose only ambition is to graduate. He needs to be recognized for the massive impact he has had on more than me, but other students he has taught, because I bet that if every school had a bunch of teachers like Mr. Segrist, the dropout rate would be virtually none. That is how good of a teacher he is, that I, Aaron Bolton of Lincoln Southeast, sophomore year, think that English and debate teacher Coach Samuel Segrist should be the recipient of Teacher Recognition Day.
Thank you, Aaron. I am here today with my immediate family, my father, Sam Segrist, my mother, Carol Segrist, and my sister, Katie Lockrist. And I just want to say it's a great honor to be here, and I would like to thank LPS, KFOR, and the foundation for this great honor. They say that a student's development starts at home, and with my family, it's been, when I think about the sum total of what goes into making an individual. I lucked out profoundly. I'm from a family of teachers and lawyers, and my grandparents, my grandmothers were both teachers, Leela and Betty, and I'd like to honor them. And I'd also like to thank my newest teacher, who is my wife, Maddie Leiter, who could not be here today. She teaches me humility every day. So I've been a beneficiary of public schools, and I'd like to take this brief moment to thank the teachers at Longfellow Elementary, Bluffs Middle School, Hague Country School, and Scottsbluff High School. Cindy Boker, Susie Klein, Mrs. Dickinson. I don't know her first name. She was just Mrs. Dickinson. Judy Blundell, who made class a transformative experience to where, with the power of imagination, she could make a group of third graders really believe that they had gone to Brazil. Mrs. Schlichtemeyer, the first teacher I mistakenly called Mom. Mrs. Ayler, Archie Snocker, Mrs. Edelbrock, and the next three teachers are from Hague Country School, a small K through 8 school of 75 students, 5 teachers, and 2 lunch ladies. And Mrs. Kelso, Mrs. Boyce, and Mrs. Carell for being the teachers I needed in that transformative time of middle school. Kim Wright Samuelson, my first high school English teacher. Clancy Trump and Doug Frank, who taught me about the power of ideas, about debate, and to understand how we can find our place in this world. I would also like to thank my Southeast colleagues. Southeast is a wonderful school to teach at, in no small part because of our principal, Mr. Brent Tolson. He does a wonderful job, and when I student taught there 11 years ago, I thought this is the kind of school I would like to teach at. And eventually, for the last 5 years, that has gone to be my privilege and honor to teach at Lincoln Southeast. And I would finally like to thank Aaron and the other students on the debate team for challenging me to figure out how to help best prepare them for not just competitions, but for the bigger world of ideas that they will be faced with after they leave high school, that they'll be able to question what is happening in the world and to see how they best can make a difference and fight for what's right. So thank you so much, everyone, and thank you, Aaron.